Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we'll be walking you guys through the important fundamentals of Java. And the best part, we'll be going over the mandatory and optional parts of Java, so you'll know everything about Java.
So let's dive right in.
Oh yeah! In Java, we have different types of variables. These are called primitive types. These include some of the following. Ints. Ints store whole numbers like 1,000, -5, or even 0. Char. Chars are things that store single characters, like a or at. Float and double. Float and doubles are numbers that have decimals, like 3.1415 or 6.0. Boolean. Bools store true or false statements. The differences between these primitive types are size and precision. For instance, int uses 4 bytes, unlike a char which uses 2 bytes. Also, a double is more precise than a float for having more decimal places.
Now, let's move on to the differences between primitive types and reference types. Primitive types like ints and booleans store actual values, while other reference types like strings and objects store addresses. Addresses store references to where actual data is stored, unlike ints and booleans and other primitive types. For example, let's take the string class. A string is a reference type, meaning the variable points to the actual string data somewhere else in memory. Remember, primitives pass the actual value, while references pass the address.
Declaring variables in Java is super simple. You start by specifying the type and then the name.
Java is an object-oriented programming language, which means it's all about classes and objects. Oh, why thank you, Michael. But what are they, you might ask? A class is like a blueprint, and an object is an instance of that class. Are you stupid like this?
You told me to go like
For example, let's say you have class car. Every object created from this class can have its own unique characteristics, like color or model.
A truck is a car!
No, it isn't.
Now let's talk about a string class. A string is a reference type. Strings are immutable. Once a string is created, it cannot be changed. But it can be manipulated with various methods.
Next, let's talk about the differences between compiling and interpreting code. Compiled languages like Java translate your entire code into machine code in one go. Interpreted languages like Python translate code line by line as the program runs. Java uses a hybrid approach when it comes to code. It compiles the code into bytecode, which is then interpreted by the Java virtual machine. This makes Java both fast and platform independent.
In Java, casting isn't just for objects, but it's helpful with primitive types. When casting primitive types, we're changing one data type to another. With widening, it does it automatic, but with narrowing, it does it with explicit casting. With upcasting, we convert a smaller type to a larger type. For example, an int to a double. This is done automatically because there's no risk for data loss. Downcasting is converting a larger type to a smaller type, like a double to an int. When doing this, we need to use explicit casting because there might be a chance of data loss. Let's break this down.
Break it down.
That's not what I meant. With upcasting from an int to a double, Java automatically converts 42 to 42.0. This is because a double has more precise values than an int, and there's no risk, and doesn't require any explicit casting. However, for downcasting, we're converting a double, 42.99, to int. This requires explicit casting, shown with int, because there might be some data loss. In this case, the decimal part is dropped, leaving us with 42. It's always important to be careful when downcasting, in case we don't want to lose any data.
Java has several types of operators that let you manipulate its data. These include arithmetic operators such as plus, minus, multiply, and divide. This also includes relational operators like equals equals, less than or greater than, and logical operators such as and, not, and or. For example, this code above that has relational and logical operators should evaluate to true.
Java has wrapper classes for every primitive type. These classes allow primitive types to be used as objects. Notice how this one's spelled. The first letter is uppercase and is fully typed out, and the one below is abbreviation and all lowercase.
And now we move on to arrays. Arrays in Java are much like lists in Python, except in Java, all the items within the array must be of the same data type. You can declare an array and initialize it with values, or you can leave it empty and fill it up later in your program. Arrays are used for storing multiple values under one variable name.
Lastly, let's talk about the scanner class, which is used to take an input from the user.
Input.
Thank you. This is an amazing input. You can use the scanner class to read different types of data, like int, double, and string. Here's the code to get the user input and to print it. Ranveer,
Yo,
why are communists such bad Java programmers?
I have no idea.
Take a guess.
Is it because the boat got a flat tire?
No, it's because they don't like any classes. Bang bang. And that's all the topics we currently know in Java.
If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them in the comments below and give us a like and a like and subscribe.
Booyah!
See ya!
We will steal the moon!
Next, we are going to steal. Pause for effect.